6 cars failed to finish the Singapore Grand Prix, but the real casualty this weekend was full wet tires. Welcome to Fiends, where the F1 never ends. My name is Stacey Hewen, and let's get this race weekend update started. Due to rain, the FIA delayed the start of the race so long that wet tires were no longer required. Denzel Washington was seen visibly upset when he found out the FIA do not like to get wet. Checo fans were chuffed to see him standing on top of the podium this weekend. This was his third victory for Red Bull, all of which have been at street tracks. In other news, Sergio Perez released a statement that said, "To all the fans complaining about all the new street circuits, shut up." Max Verstappen had an unusually rough weekend in Singapore. After a mistake in qualifying which cost him his ability to do a flying lap, he had to start the race in 8th position. He was looking like he was well on his way to recovering until a lockup dropped him back down the grid, ultimately finishing 7th. Given his position in the standings, literally no one has any sympathy for him. Alpine had a double DNF today due to reliability issues, which was really unfortunate as they were looking like they had the pace to get some good points. After the race, Oscar Piastri was seen looking for a tailor to fix the crotch of his race suit, which had ripped from how hard these results made him. Fernando Alonso made an Instagram post today about how disappointed he was to have lost 60 points due to reliability issues, but tried to spin it off as a positive, saying that he is in one of his best years of performance ever, and beautiful things are coming. Children everywhere were astonished that a man his age could be this adept at salt posting, but the truth is, after 350 races worth of press conferences, Alonso has basically been tweeting since before Twitter was a thing. He is a master in everything he does, including throwing shade in succinct and pointed sound bites. Mr. Consistency finished outside the top 5 today for the first time this season, but that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve his nickname. He is still consistently whining on the radio.
Spending like it's a race of his life.
Crikey. Despite racing at night and after the rain, the conditions were still insanely hot, and driving an F1 car in these temperatures is torturous, with some going so far as to ride an exercise bike in a sauna to train for the experience. When the FIA was asked if they would take the driver's basic comfort and safety into account when booking future races, the FIA responded, "How much money do they pay us?" McLaren and Aston Martin both had fantastic double points finishes today, spectacular results that shot them both up the standings. But Vettel fans still had to experience heartbreak watching him get passed on the final lap of the race. I know we're only halfway through, but if you like these videos, please hit the like button, it helps out a lot, and subscribe. I'm only 50 subscribers away from monetization, at which point I'm going to review a bunch of Wish.com F1 merch, so hit that button down below. And for now, we're going over to the Canadian Positivity Guy for the Canadian summary of the Grand Prix.
Well, you've heard the British guys enough, so why don't you listen to somebody else for a change?
Well, fuck a duck. Danny Rick was my boy today. Buddy went from P16 to P5 today, and I didn't hear a peep from the commentators about it. I know he's on his way out, and I know he still finished behind Lando, but that's still a hell of a drive, and I think it warrants some credit. With the ship basically in Max and Red Bull's hands and 5 races left to go, our buddies in the booth need to start hyping up the midfield battles. If you stay focused on first when it's basically already been won, we lose out on time that could be used to focus on other battles that will go down to the wire, and frankly, that's the only spectacle that's left. Hell, when Mercedes and Lewis were running away with it every year, they had to make a freaking reality TV show to show people that there are interesting stories aside from the title fight. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. We are going to finish off with the spicy meme of the week. This one was posted to R Formula Dank by Venus and is entitled Perez's wife after watching him win another race. And the picture just shows Matthew McConaughey taking a nervous drag on a cigarette. I don't want to dive too far into this one, but let's just say I imagine that Checo's celebrations will be a bit more responsible, or at least discreet, this time compared to Monaco. Well, that was a fun one. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, please send it to a friend who might enjoy it. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come back soon for more from us here at Fiends, where the F1 never ends.